Imagine waking up on a random Tuesday in early 2028. You check your bank account and the number looks familiar. Too familiar. You weren't irresponsible. You weren't broke. You were researching. You kept telling yourself you'd start when things calm down, but money doesn't compound while you think about it. Now imagine the same Tuesday, same 2028, except you started in 2026 with a simple, boring sequence. No meme stocks, no gambling, just a plan that turns every dollar into a worker on autopilot. In investing, the difference isn't talent, it's the sequence. Most people don't lose money because they picked the wrong ETF. They lose because they built the roof before the foundation. They invest first, then build safety later. Then life hits, car repair, medical bill, job stress, and they sell at the worst moment. So here's what we're doing today, a 10-step protocol for 2026, grouped into 3 phases. Phase 1, foundation, so you don't panic sell. Phase 2, engines, so taxes don't eat your future. Phase 3, autopilot, so emotions don't sabotage you. Before you buy a single ETF, you need one thing, a buffer that prevents forced selling. Step 1 is the financial oxygen mask. Start with $1,000 in a high-yield savings account, not in your checking account where it disappears, not in cash where you borrow it, a separate bucket, and keep it boring on purpose. This money is not invested. No stocks, no ETFs. Its only job is stability. Then build it to 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. To calculate essentials, ask, what would I pay even if I cut my life down to the bone? Housing, food, transportation, insurance, minimum payments. That's it. Here's the hard rule. If a market drop would force you to sell to pay bills, you are not investing yet. Picture this. You invest for a year, you're proud, and then your car transmission dies. You don't have cash. You sell your investments on a bad week. The sale hurts twice. You lock in losses, and you teach your brain that investing doesn't work. That's how people quit. The oxygen mask does one thing. It buys you time. Time keeps you from selling low. Time lets you keep contributing when others freeze. One simple rule makes it bulletproof. If you use the fund, you pause extra investing and refill it first, then you resume. Markets fall, forced selling is avoidable, build the buffer first. If you have high interest debt, your investing plan is upside down. Step 2 is eliminating credit card debt and other high interest balances. If a card charges 22% interest, that's a guaranteed headwind every year. Broad markets may rise long term, but debt compounds against you every day. Here's the simplest math. If you invest $200, but you also carry a balance growing at 22%, you're trying to sprint while dragging chains. Use the avalanche method. List every debt. Ignore the mortgage for now. Attack the highest interest rate with every spare dollar. Minimum payments on the rest. Now, the one exception. Step 3 is the employer match. If your job offers a 401k match, take it even while you're killing debt. A match is a guaranteed boost you get instantly. Beginners copy experts who say, max your 401k first. Experts can do that because they already have buffers and stable cash flow. Beginners who overstuff retirement accounts too early often break the plan. They stop contributions, they swipe more debt to live, or they cash out and get hit with penalties. So keep it clean. Match first, then kill high interest debt, then scale investing. Once the foundation is solid, the next threat is silent: taxes. Step 4 is opening a Roth IRA. You pay taxes now, and qualified withdrawals later can be tax-free. For many people early in their career, Roth can be a strong move because their tax rate today may be lower than it will be later. Step 5 is using an HSA correctly, if you qualify. An HSA is available if you're on an eligible high-deductible health plan. It can have a triple tax advantage: tax benefits on contributions, tax-free growth, and tax-free withdrawals for qualified medical expenses. The stealth move: pay current medical costs out of pocket if you can. Save the receipts. Keep the HSA invested in low-cost funds. Reimburse yourself later, tax-free, after years of compounding. And yes, limits change over time. Don't obsess over the perfect number. Focus on consistent contributions and raising them as your cash flow improves. 2 coworkers can earn the same salary and invest the same amount, yet one keeps more wealth. Not because they're smarter, but because they used the right accounts earlier and avoided unnecessary taxes. But here's the danger. Some people try to optimize so hard that they don't start. That is not strategy. That is fear wearing a spreadsheet. Pick a reasonable order and move. First 401k match, then high interest debt, next Roth IRA, next HSA if eligible, and at the end, more 401k and taxable investing. Start. Then refine as your income and knowledge grow. Most beginners think investing is about finding the best ETF. It's not. It's about owning the market with low cost and broad diversification. Step 6 is building a sleep well portfolio using broad ETFs. US stocks, VTI, or an S&P 500 fund like VOO, international stocks, VXUS, bonds for stability, BND, or similar. If you want a cash-like parking spot for short-term goals, some people use short-term treasury ETFs like SGOV. That's not your retirement engine. It's your don't lose sleep bucket for near-term needs. And if your 401k has limited options, a low-cost target date index fund can be a simple one-fund solution. The goal is not fancy. The goal is diversified and repeatable. Also, keep fees low. Over decades, even small fee differences can add up to real money. Diversification isn't exciting in good years. It matters in bad years. There will be stretches where one sector looks unstoppable and everyone piles in. Then the cycle turns. Concentrated portfolios get crushed emotionally and people abandon the plan at the worst time. A diversified portfolio is not designed to make you feel smart. It's designed to keep you invested. So pick an allocation you can live with. If you can't sleep during a downturn, you pick too much risk. The best portfolio is the one you can hold for years without panic. A good portfolio without a good process still fails. Step 7 is dollar cost averaging. Invest a fixed amount on a fixed schedule. When prices are high, you buy fewer shares. When prices drop, you buy more shares. You're not predicting, you're accumulating. Step 8 is automation. Set your investing transfers for the day after payday. Then set auto invest inside the account so cash doesn't sit there tempting you to wait. If your platform allows recurring purchases, schedule recurring buys into your core ETFs so the decision is made once. Upgrade it 2 ways. First, automate a small increase once per year. Even a 1% raise in your contribution rate adds up. Second, set crisis rules in advance. You do not pause investing during scary headlines unless your oxygen mask is threatened. Step 9 is rebalancing once or twice per year. Your target mix will drift. Rebalancing brings you back to plan without emotions. If you don't want to sell, you can often rebalance with new contributions instead. The market is not the biggest risk, your behavior is. If you watch prices daily, you will eventually do something dumb. Fear and greed are built into your wiring. Automation is how you bypass that wiring. That's why pros obsess over process, not predictions. So set rules, invest on schedule, review on 2 dates per year, rebalance if needed, ignore everything else. That's how normal people build serious wealth. Retirement isn't funded by genius. It's funded by savings rate and time. Step 10 starts with the rule that actually moves the needle. When your income rises, invest at least half the raise. If you get $500 more per month, keep $250 to improve your life and invest $250. Do that every time you level up and your savings rate climbs without feeling like punishment. Now the promised accelerator. Start with growth, then shift to income near the finish line. Early on, your job is accumulation. Broad market ETFs do most of the work. Some investors add growth tilts like QQQM or VGT to build a bigger pile. But close to retirement, the goal changes. You need cash flow and stability. That's where dividend ETFs like SCHD or VYM can help. They can reduce the need to sell shares during bad markets, which lowers the chance you blow up the plan emotionally. Make the shift gradual over years as retirement approaches, not overnight after one scary headline. Mistake 1, switching too early. If you're decades away, you don't need income today, you need consistency. Mistake 2, chasing yield. High yield is not the same as safe income. Dividends can be cut and prices can still drop. Don't buy a payout built on weak fundamentals. Let's lock the full 10-step protocol in one sequence. Step 1, build the oxygen mask. Step 2, destroy high-interest debt. Step 3, take the 401k match. Step 4, fund a Roth IRA. Step 5, use an HSA as stealth wealth if eligible. Step 6, buy diversified, low-cost ETFs. Step 7, dollar cost average. Step 8, automate everything. Step 9, scale contributions as income grows. Step 10, protect your mindset and follow the sequence for years. If you remember one line, make it this: Boring beats brilliant when brilliant quits. Comment your bottleneck, emergency fund, debt, or just starting, and I'll tell you what to do next. Subscribe for more step-by-step investing systems. I'll see you in the next one.